My friends, I want to talk to you today about something that has haunted humanity for generations. The question of why am I here? Every human being on this planet is asking that question, whether consciously or not. You see, the greatest tragedy in life is not death. No, no, no. The greatest tragedy in life is life without a purpose. To live a long life and never discover why you were born, that is a tragedy. Every one of us came to earth for a reason. You are not a mistake. You are not an accident of biology or a coincidence of chemistry. You were sent here by the Creator Himself with a divine assignment buried inside of you. Before your mother met your father, God had already finished His plan for your life. You didn't begin when you were born. You began when God thought of you. And when God thought of you, He decided there was something on earth that could not happen until you arrived. Purpose is the original intent in the mind of the Creator. Everything that exists was created for a reason. A chair was made to sit on. A microphone was made to amplify a voice. A bird was made to fly. A fish was made to swim. The tragedy comes when something created for one purpose tries to function in another. When a fish decides to live on land, it dies not because land is evil, but because it is out of its environment. When a seed remains in a drawer, it doesn't grow not because it's dead, but because it's misplaced. You see, many people are not dead, but they are misplaced. They are living outside the environment of their purpose. That's why there's frustration. That's why there's confusion. That's why there's depression. Because when you don't know why something exists, abuse is inevitable. That's why we have so many people being abused, not only by others, but by themselves. Abusing their time, abusing their energy, abusing their gifts, abusing their bodies. Because when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. I want to challenge you today to stop existing and start living. Don't just make a living, make a difference. You see, purpose gives life meaning. Purpose gives pain reason. Purpose gives time direction. When you know your purpose, you stop competing. You stop comparing. Because purpose makes you unique. You can't be jealous of someone who is doing what they were born to do when you're doing what you were born to do. The problem with many of us is that we've allowed the world to tell us who we are. We are products of culture instead of being products of purpose. Culture says, be like him. Purpose says, be yourself. Culture says, follow the trend. Purpose says, follow your design. The truth is, God never repeats Himself. That's why no two fingerprints are the same. That's why no two voices are identical. That's why no two destinies are equal. You are an original. You are a unique idea in the mind of God. You were not born to blend in. You were born to stand out. You were born to dominate in the area of your gifting. When God created man, He said, let them have dominion. Dominion means to rule in your area of assignment. You were never designed to dominate people. You were designed to dominate your domain. That means there is a territory where you were meant to be the best teacher, the best doctor, the best designer, the best leader, the best communicator. You were born to rule somewhere. And let me tell you something, your job is not your work. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. A job is temporary, but purpose is permanent. You can be fired from a job, but you cannot be fired from your purpose. You may lose your position, but you can never lose your assignment. You may retire from employment, but you can never retire from purpose. That's why you must never confuse your job with your work. The tragedy of life is when people spend 40 years working on a job they hate, retiring with a pension, and still not knowing why they were born. Because life is not about duration, it's about donation. The value of life is not how long you live, but how effectively you fulfill your purpose. Now hear me, purpose is not something you decide, it's something you discover. You don't decide your purpose because you didn't create yourself. Purpose is hidden in the mind of the Creator. That's why you have to go to God to find out why you're here. The product doesn't ask another product why it exists, it asks the manufacturer. The car doesn't tell itself its purpose, it's discovered in the manual. You are a product of God, and your manual is the Word of God. You see, success is not measured by how much money you make, how many degrees you collect, or how many followers you gain. True success is the fulfillment of purpose. If you're doing something God never intended for you to do, no matter how much you achieve, it's still failure. Because success without purpose is just, well, manage failure. Let me tell you something that changed my life. The wealthiest place on earth is not the gold mines of South Africa. It's not the oil fields of the Middle East. It's not the diamond mines of Sierra Leone. No, the wealthiest place on earth is the cemetery, because there lie buried dreams that never came true, books that were never written, songs that were never sung, ideas that never left the mind, inventions that never saw the light of day, businesses that never opened, visions that never became reality. The graveyard is full of potential. Don't take your dreams to the grave. De-empty. Pour out everything God put in you. Don't leave this planet with your potential trapped inside. Potential is who you are that you haven't yet become. It's what you can do that you haven't yet done. It's what you can accomplish that you haven't yet attempted. The graveyard is full of people who lived their entire lives as a possibility instead of a reality. And I want you to hear me. God never gives you a dream that matches your budget. He gives you a dream that matches His provision. That's why vision always looks impossible. Because vision requires faith. If you can do it without Him, it's not His vision. God gives you a dream so big that it forces you to depend on Him. That's why the Bible says, without a vision, the people perish. Do you know why people perish? Because when you don't have a vision, you lose discipline. Vision creates restraint. Vision creates focus. When you know where you're going, you don't waste time on detours. When you have a vision, you stop chasing everything. You stop running after trends. You stop living by reaction and start living by intention. Some people wake up every day reacting to life, reacting to bills, reacting to pressure, reacting to problems. But when you discover your purpose, you start acting on life. You start telling life where to go instead of letting life tell you where to go. That's the power of vision. I learned early in life that the greatest challenge to your destiny is not your environment, not your background, not even the devil. It's ignorance. What you don't know is killing you. You can't live beyond what you understand. You can be in a kingdom, but live like a slave if you don't know your rights. That's why knowledge is power. You were born to reign, but if you don't know who you are, you'll settle for survival. You see, when a man doesn't know his purpose, he abuses time. But when he discovers it, every second becomes sacred. You stop wasting time on things that don't build your destiny. You stop spending energy on people who don't add to your vision. You begin to manage your life around your assignment. That's why purpose is not just a topic, it's a principle. It governs your choices, your relationships, your priorities, your schedule, your habits, and your future. And I want to challenge you today to ask the most important question in life. Lord, why am I here? Until you answer that, nothing else matters. Because purpose is the key to fulfillment. You'll never be truly happy doing what you weren't born to do. Happiness is a byproduct of purpose. Now that you understand that purpose is the foundation of fulfillment, the next question becomes, how do you maximize it? How do you take that God-given assignment and turn it into impact? Because discovering your purpose is the first step. Developing and deploying it is what gives it life. The first thing you must understand is that purpose demands process. Purpose is not discovered today and fulfilled tomorrow. Everything great takes time. Even Jesus, the Son of God, spent 30 years preparing for 3 years of impact. If preparation took 30 years for the Son of God, how long do you think it will take you? There is no elevator to destiny, only stairs. God develops you in private before He exposes you in public. Don't rush your process. Many people abort their potential because they are impatient with preparation. God takes time because He's building something that will last. The deeper the foundation, the higher the building. You see, when God gives you a vision, He doesn't show you the valley, He shows you the mountaintop. But between the promise and the fulfillment, there's always a process. The process may involve obscurity, loneliness, misunderstanding, and even betrayal. But don't curse the process. It's qualifying you for your purpose. Every experience, every disappointment, every setback, it's training. Nothing in your life is wasted. God uses everything to shape the vessel that will carry His vision. Joseph's dream was real, but he had to go through the pit, Potiphar's house, and the prison before reaching the palace. The process prepares the person for the position. Purpose also requires discipline. You cannot fulfill destiny if you cannot master yourself. Success is not a miracle, it's a discipline. Vision demands focus. You can't do everything and expect to excel at something. Discipline means saying no to distractions so you can say yes to destiny. You cannot pursue purpose and pleasure at the same time. Purpose will cost you your comfort. You have to be willing to sacrifice convenience for conviction. The problem with many people is that they want success without sacrifice. But the price of greatness is always responsibility. Purpose will make you accountable. You'll have to manage your time, your talent, and your treasure. You have to set boundaries because not everyone who starts with you can go with you. Some people are only part of your journey, not your destination. And hear me, purpose will always attract opposition. The moment you discover why you were born, hell takes notice. Because now you're a threat. The enemy doesn't fight you because of where you are. He fights you because of where you're going. But let me remind you, opposition is proof of progress. If you're not being attacked, you're not advancing. Don't let trouble discourage you. Let it confirm you. God will never allow you to face what you cannot handle. He equips you for every challenge. Pressure reveals potential. Diamonds are only formed under pressure. You don't know how strong you are until pressure is applied. That's why you can't give up when life gets hard. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. And you were built tough. Don't be afraid of failure. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every mistake is a lesson in disguise. You don't lose when you fail. You lose when you quit. Failure refines you. It teaches you what doesn't work so you can find what does. Even Thomas Edison said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I found 10,000 ways that didn't work. That's the mindset of purpose. Purpose doesn't quit. It adjusts. Now, let's talk about gifts. Every human being was born with a gift. Your gift is the key to your success. You don't choose your gift. It chooses you. It's the seed of greatness planted in your DNA. Proverbs says, a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Your gift will take you places your education can't. Your gift is your tool for serving humanity, but your gift must be refined. Raw talent is not enough. You have to develop it. Practice, train, study, improve. Excellence is the spirit of purpose. Don't just be good. Be great. Don't just do enough. Do more than expected. Because when you master your gift, you become indispensable. People will seek you out for what you carry. Purpose also demands vision. Vision is the picture of your purpose in motion. Vision gives structure to your potential. Without vision, you'll waste your gift. That's why you must write your vision down. Make it plain. Habakkuk says, write the vision and make it plain so that he who reads it may run. Writing your vision turns dreams into goals and goals into plans. If you can't see it, you can't seize it. Vision is not imagination, it's revelation. It's seeing what God saw when he made you. When you catch that revelation, everything changes. You stop chasing money and start chasing meaning. You stop asking, how much will I make? And start asking, how much will I matter? Vision transforms ambition into mission. And let me remind you, purpose is never about you, it's about others. Your purpose is the solution to someone else's problem. You were blessed to be a blessing. You were designed to add value to the world. True fulfillment doesn't come from accumulation, it comes from contribution. You will never feel satisfied until you're serving what you were born to serve. When you find your purpose, money will follow. You don't chase money, you attract it by solving problems. Every successful person is simply a problem solver. The greater the problem you solve, the greater your value. You were born to fix something. The question is, what problem were you created to solve? That's your purpose. Purpose gives you identity. It defines who you are and why you exist. You don't need people to validate you when you know why you're here. When you understand your purpose, criticism doesn't stop you, it clarifies you. Rejection doesn't destroy you, it directs you. Because purpose gives you stability in the storms of life. You see, storms will come, that's guaranteed. But purpose is your anchor. When you know why you exist, you don't lose your mind when things fall apart. You don't panic when doors close because you know that no human can shut what God has opened. You don't live by luck, you live by law. Purpose is a spiritual law. When you're in alignment with it, everything else lines up. That's why you must protect your purpose. Protect it from fear, from doubt, from negative people, from distractions. Not everyone deserves access to your destiny. Don't share your dreams with dream killers. Some people can't handle your vision because their minds are too small to carry your destiny. Be selective with your circle. Surround yourself with people who feed your faith, not your fear. And remember, potential must become performance. Dreams must become deeds. Purpose without action is illusion. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Start where you are with what you have from where you are. God never gives you everything at once. He gives you enough to start. Faith means stepping out before you see the whole staircase. When I began my journey, I didn't have much. But I had a vision, and vision is more powerful than money because vision attracts provision. When you commit to your purpose, resources begin to find you. People, opportunities, and ideas align to support what you were born to do. The universe responds to purpose. Let me tell you something else. Never retire from purpose. You may change seasons, but you never stop serving your assignment. Moses was 80 when he led Israel out of Egypt. Caleb was 85 when he said, "Give me this mountain." Purpose keeps you alive. As long as you're breathing, God's not done with you. And when your time comes to leave this world, you should leave it empty. Don't die full, die finished. Don't take your ideas, your songs, your visions, your inventions to the grave. Pour them out. Give everything you have while you have time. Live full, die empty. My friends, listen carefully. The future is not ahead of you, it's inside you. The seed of your destiny is within you right now. Everything you need to become what God designed you to be is already in you. The problem is not your potential, it's your permission. You must give yourself permission to become who you were born to be. Stop waiting for approval. Stop waiting for the right time. Stop waiting for someone to open the door. You are the door. The key is in your hand. Walk by faith. Step into purpose, because the world is waiting for your gift. Romans 8 says, "All creation groans in expectation for the manifestation of the sons of God." That means the world is waiting for you to show up. There are people whose deliverance depends on your obedience. There are dreams connected to your destiny. There are lives waiting for your light. Don't keep them waiting. You were born for this generation. You are God's response to a need on earth. You are the answer to a question somebody is asking. You are the solution to a problem somebody is facing. Don't hide your light. Let it shine. Because purpose is not just about success. It's about significance. Success is what you achieve. Significance is what you leave behind. So as I close, I want to remind you, you were born to make a difference. You were designed for greatness. You are not a mistake. You are intentional. You are divine design. Don't let fear stop you. Don't let failure define you. Don't let people limit you. Rise up and fulfill your purpose. Because when you do what you were born to do, you glorify God. The greatest worship you can give God is not a song, it's a fulfilled purpose. When you maximize your potential, heaven rejoices. When you become who you were meant to be, God smiles. So get up, dream again, believe again. Step into your assignment. Live your vision. And when you stand before God at the end of your life, may you be able to say, "I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. I have poured out everything you gave me." That, my friend, is true success. Life full, D empty.